An Arkansas mom pushing for answers after her 11-year-old daughter leaves school in a police car rather than a school bus. Her daughter, one of nearly 70 arrests that year by the same school resource officer. Is this normal, or are things being taken too far? Tonight, we are working for you, taking a closer look at these arrests and training requirements for those who interact with your kids on a daily basis. It's easy to erase a mistake on paper, but to erase the past is proving to be a lot more difficult for 11-year-old Hannah Kelly.
It felt wrong, like really wrong.
Back on February 21st, Hannah, a then fifth grader at Frank Mitchell Intermediate School in Vilonia, says she and a friend got into a fight with another student before class.
I remember that the bully walked up to us and just started saying really mean words to us. And I gently pushed her and told her to back off and leave us alone.
Hannah says the girl then pushed her into a bench, leaving her with a bruised leg. Hannah got in-school suspension, but was still able to attend a field trip that same day. 3 days later,
the principal said, "You're getting arrested."
She found herself in handcuffs.
I was pretty scared at that moment.
According to an incident report from the Vilonia Police Department, School Resource Officer James Gibson was asked by the principal at the time to review the results of the investigation into the fight. 3 days later, SRO Gibson called all 3 students from class and arrested them for disorderly conduct.
These parents and people were watching us and kids. I felt like I was going to cry because I'd never been arrested before.
Still to this day, it still feels very surreal.
Hannah's mom, Emily Kelly, is pushing for answers. She's filed a civil lawsuit against the district and the police department.
For us, it was never about, that one individual. It was just about, why is this happening? Why is it happening?
So how often are students getting arrested at school? And is it common practice to arrest a student for something days later? The chief of Vilonia Police declined to comment, citing that pending lawsuit, and multiple calls and emails to the Vilonia superintendent were not returned. So we went elsewhere to try and get answers. In the 2022-23 school year, the sole SRO in the Vilonia School District, made up of about 3,000 students, recorded 69 arrests and 40 citations. The Greenbrier School District is a little bigger, averaging about 3,700 students. Between 2 SROs, there were 3 arrests and 69 citations. And in the South Conway County School District, which has less than 2,400 students, 4 SROs recorded a total of 5 arrests and 16 citations. Do they see you in the hall? They say hi?
They see me in the hall, they say hi.
Officer Phil Blaylock has been a school resource officer in the South Conway County School District for nearly 18 years. He calls arresting a student a last resort.
We want to give them a chance. We want to give them a benefit of the doubt. We just have to remember that their brains are still developing.
He says training in areas like mental health, bullying, and disabilities is essential when it comes to working with kids.
There's so many different things that you have to deal with instead of just your regular patrol investigator stuff. You have to wear all those hats when you're actually in the school. In 2021, a law passed requiring SROs to complete a 40-hour basic school resource officer training program within 18 months of being assigned or employed by the school district. At the time of Hannah's arrest, SRO Gibson was less than a year into the role and had not yet completed that training.
Essentially, right now, an officer can go from working the streets to working in a school and not have that training for 18 months.
Correct.
Dr. May, director of the Arkansas Center for School Safety, says that time frame was decided on to give officers time to complete the required training.
Being a school resource officer is the best job you can have and wear a badge.
She says due to funding and resource restraints, all training courses they're able to offer are either at max capacity or have a wait list. And many smaller police departments simply don't have the ability to provide a backup when an SRO is in training.
Ideally, having them have the training before they actually get into that position might be important in determining if this person is going to function well in a position like that. But from a practical standpoint, it became very difficult.
She does agree that what needs to change is schools relying on SROs to handle situations that can and should be handled by administration.
I can't say it any clearer than this, but SRO should never be involved in discipline.
For Hannah and Emily, they're hopeful this lawsuit leaves a mark.
And I think there's a huge opportunity for them to have a different kind of presence in the school.
Rather than just erasing the past, learning from it.
Should have been handled that we should just been sent in a room and like apologize and all that. Because at the police station we all did say sorry. So, yeah.
KARK learned that Gibson resigned from the Vilonia Police Department on Monday, October 23rd, just days before this story aired. Vilonia Police Chief Brad McNew confirmed to KARK4 News Gibson no longer works for the department and is no longer an SRO in the Vilonia School District. I did speak with Gibson on the phone tonight. He declined a formal interview at this time. And again, we did reach out to the chief and the superintendent to find out if Gibson was following policy with these arrests. But the chief declined to comment and the superintendent did not respond to multiple calls and emails.